This is Helen Honey, and today we're back with another video. Today we'll be talking about the Astral Realm. So, what is the Astral Realm? So, we got multiple dimensions. We are in the 3D dimension, and with the Astral Realm, it's right. You can say the 3D and the Astral Realm go hand in hand. So I believe that if a lot of our third eye, which is our intuition, our eye that can see without needing to see, if a lot of our third eye was open, we'll be able to see the astral realm. The astral realm is where all the ancestors are. The astral realm is where all your all your deceased pets are. The astral realm is all where all your dreams and desires are. The astral realm is where you can communicate with other versions of yourself. So we have to know that we have multiple versions of ourselves and we're existing on multiple planes of existence. So that means just how you see me right now in the 3D, there also is another version of me in a different realm right now. And she could be doing anything. So I feel that we don't know that we have a connection to this other realm because we was just told that we're a human, but we're so much more, and we have the ability to connect to this other realm. You literally can bring all the wealth, all your desires from the astral realm to the 3D. We have that power to do that. We have the power to see what we desire. And because we desire it, we already know it exists. We know it's true. It's just our human mind that feels like it's not true because it's not here yet in the physical, in the 3D. But we have to realize it happens in the spiritual realm first. It happens in the astral realm first. It has to materialize in the astral realm first before it can materialize here. We want things to happen so fast here, but who's to say that you're not already rich in the astral realm? Who's to say that you're not living the life of your dreams already else in a different reality? Who's to say that? But it's our human mind that's keeping us in delay of not seeing what's actually happening or seeing the other versions of reality. So we have to realize that the astral realm is important because we don't want to just pay attention to the living. We want to be able to pay attention to the dead, the unseen, the unknown, because if you're only worried about your existence right now in this reality, that's not all you are. It's a continuously cycle of birth. With death comes birth. So that means when you transition out of this body, your soul is continuously living. It's not you transition out of this life and then your soul dies. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. This body is temporary. This body is just for now. It's just for now. You're just playing this character for now. You're just this character for now. And after you transition out of this realm, you may go to a different life and you may be a cat. You may be a dog. You may be a tree. Anything is possible. So we have to realize that if we take the time to really get to know ourselves and our roots, not just what they told us in history books, but actually get to know where we come from and what we was doing before certain systems was in place, we will realize that us and nature was one. Us in the astral realm was one. We're able to communicate with animals. We're able to communicate with nature. We're able to communicate with spirits. But we was programmed to think that it was bad to do that. We was programmed to think that it's evil to do that. But in reality, what if it's just our traditions? What if it's just our roots? What if it's just who we are? I believe that everything have a spirit. The tree, the grass, the spider, the raccoon, the fish, all these different things have spirits. So, just because you feel like you can't communicate with a tree does not mean that it is not vibrating. It does not mean that it's not communicating. You just can't understand what's going on because you don't even feel like it's possible. Once you don't even feel like something is possible, you're closing yourself off to what is possible. So we have to realize that we have the ability to tap in with ourselves and transcend and be able to see things that a lot of people will have to transition to see. But we have the ability right now in our waking life and in the astral realm. Because when we go to sleep, we're going to the astral realm. We're going to the astral realm, the 4D, the astral realm, different dimensions. We know that. We know that there are different dimensions and we're on the 3D dimension. And the 3D dimension is one of the slowest vibrating dimensions it is. That's why it takes so long for things to manifest. Or that's why you feel like it takes so long for things to manifest. So when we go to sleep, we're able to do all these amazing things, like I said before. I've been on ships before. I've been in portals before. I've been so many different places. I've been so many different places. I remember a couple months ago, I'm going to tell y'all a dream. A couple months ago, I had a dream, and it's like I was in a cabin or something. And you can tell it was a different time period. And it was, I want to say he was like 8 feet. He was like 8 feet, 7 feet tall. And you would consider him a giant. He was blue. He had an eye right here. I forgot what they're called when they have an eye right here. Ooh, I can't think of the name. Started to see cyclone, like a cyclone. He had an eye right here. He was blue, had long hair like he was native, blue skin, one eye right here. Everything else looked like human. And I remember this, and I'm like, you can't tell me this is not real. You cannot tell me that this being doesn't exist. Everything that they say was fake, everything that they say was fairy tale is really real. Who's to say that because of humans, they said I'm going to go into the astral realm and disguise myself and be safe because I know how humans operate. Humans want to test everything out. Humans want to experiment on everything. So I would go into hiding too. I would go into hiding too if I feel like I can't be safe with me being me because humans are so interested in something they don't understand, or they want to test on so many things for their own advantage. So I had to realize that we're always being communicated with. For example, say you go outside and you see a red bird. When I see a red bird, I consider a red bird being the ancestors, a cardinal, something that a lot of people would just take as just a regular animal passing by. I take it as a message from the divine that my ancestors are communicating with me and they're talking to me. And every time I see a red bird, I feel protected, I feel loved, I feel seen. And it's like the connection that I feel from the spiritual realm is totally different from the physical realm. I remember being on a stroom trip, and on this stroom trip, I remember asking my ancestors. I asked them for the strength, the endurance, the courage, the power to be able to release what I needed to release for me to become a better person. Whatever trauma, whatever doubt, whatever negativity, I needed to release on that string trip. I asked my ancestors for the strength. And when I tell you, I was on that string trip and I felt the strength, the power, and the presence of my ancestors. I may have not knew all of them, but baby, when I say they're rocking with me, they're rocking with me. We have to realize that a lot of the times we don't even realize that a person can transition in a year or two later and they're forgot about. You don't hear their name no more. You don't hear people talking about them anymore. It's just like they forgot about. And we have to realize that ancestors, spirits want to be acknowledged. Just how you would want to be acknowledged if you was no longer here, your ancestors are just the same way. And we have to realize that they're here to guide us. They're here to protect us. They're here to understand because they was once in this human body. And I'm not saying every ancestor is for your higher good. There's some that transitioned in a lower state, a lower vibrational state would transition from a gunshot, or whether they was violent, or whether they had a drinking issue, whatever the case may be. There's certain ancestors that won't be able to guide you, that won't be able to add to your growth, because when they was here on this 3D plane, their consciousness wasn't elevated. And it's possible for you to elevate your ancestors after they're no longer here. And that comes into ancestor veneration. You're giving veneration and honor to your ancestors, because without your ancestors, you wouldn't be here. And we're more than this body, so we know that we have multiple ancestors from different past lives, but we also know that we have ancestors that's not just human. We can have ancestors that are mermaids. We can have ancestors that are people that's on the sun or that's on the moon. Who's to say that it's not people on the sun? What if the people that is on the sun can adjust and thrive in that sun energy, can literally know that this is my home? Because I believe that every planet, everything have some type of living being there. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not possible. Just like it could be people on Mars, Jupiter, Venus. Who's to say it's not true? Just because the research haven't came out, just because nobody have found anyone. We have to realize a lot of things that we was told to run from or to stray from. You may think, oh, they didn't tell us that because they didn't know. What if they did know? What if everything they told you to run from and be scared of, and that is evil or demonic, is what they're really doing? Who's to say that they're not working with their ancestors? Who's to say that they don't know who they were in a past life? Who's to say that they're not doing the inner work? We have to realize that a lot of the things they told us not to do, or we shouldn't do, or we shouldn't be a part of, or that is evil, they're probably doing. They're probably doing it in the industry, in society. They're probably doing it. Of course, I wouldn't tell you I wouldn't give you the code to the game if I wanted you to fail the game. Why would I give you the codes to the game if I want you to fail the game? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. While you're thinking we're playing checkers, we're really playing chess. So we have to realize that we are the embodiment of everything that you see. The air, the water, the fire, the earth. We have all these elements within our being, within our essence, and we're one with these things. Who's to say that you couldn't be the air in one lifetime? Who's to say that you couldn't be the sun in one lifetime? Who's to say that you couldn't be water in one lifetime? Let's think deeper. Let's know that it's possible to be more. It's possible to be more than your human body. It's possible to be more than what you know or what you've been told. I'm letting you know that you're more than your body. You're more than your bodysuit. What's inside of you is infinite. It is infinite. But you have to realize, once you put a limit on yourself and you limit yourself, you stop everything. Why would a mermaid show themselves to you if you don't even believe? If you don't even believe in mermaids, why would a mermaid show themselves to you? If you don't believe in unicorns, why would a unicorn show themselves to you? If you have fear, you're not going to be able to see anything. You're not going to be able to hear anything if you have fear within you. What are you fearing? The unknown? Something new? Something that you forgot? Who's to say that before you came and descended to this earth realm that you knew all this? That you knew about past lives? That you knew about the astral realm? That you knew about all these mystical creatures that are really real, but you forgot? It's like going into a car accident and waking up and not remembering. Not remembering who you are, where you come from, what you like to do. None of it. It's the same thing. So we have to realize that the astral realm and us are one, and even by us just speaking out of our mouth, we're connecting with the astral realm. Okay, we know air is all around us, the air element. When I speak, that's air and water. It's water in the air that you can't see. You need water to communicate with your ancestors. Water is a conduit of spirit, of the other realm. It is an element connected to the spiritual realm, water. So when you go sit by the water and you feel good after you sit by the water, why do you think that? It's cleansing. It is a whole spirit in the water. It's multiple spirits in the water. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean anything. Can you feel it? You feel good after you sit by the water, right? You feel good after you leave nature, right? It's for a reason. It's a reason why we feel so connected to nature and water. Even fire. A lot of people like having, bonfires. It's for a reason. It is a spirit even in fire. Fire have the ability to transform, to heal, to purify. Water have the ability to purify, to cleanse. Air has the ability to purify. We have to realize that all these elements are connected to us. We're one. we're one. And we have to realize that we're just not that much different from the astral realm, from the dead. What is so much different outside of us no longer being in our physical body? Because now they're just in spirit form, and don't we have a spirit within our body? So wouldn't that just mean that the only thing that is different is you may know more because you're able to see more on the other side? You may be able to understand stuff more on the other side. The goal is, when you transition out of this physical body, is for you to understand your life experiences. But a lot of the times with life, what keeps us stuck here, so it's a lot of spirits that's walking around Earth that you can't see. And they're stuck to the earth because of regret, of feeling like they didn't finish something, feeling shameful, feeling guilty for whatever reason, or just feeling like they didn't finish something. We have to realize sometimes in life we transition before we're ready to, or before we feel like we have reached our goals. And we have to realize that, I believe that before we came down here, we wrote a contract. And within this contract, we knew how, when, and where we was going to transition. But I also feel we have the ability to always rewrite our contract. Not saying rewrite our whole contract, because the day that you transition is the day you're going to transition. So, that being said, I feel that if you don't understand fully after you transition from this realm, your spirit and your consciousness will be stuck here. I also believe whatever state of consciousness that you was in before you left this realm would be where you go when you transition. I don't know if y'all ever seen American Gods. So American Gods is a good TV show. They stopped it. I feel they stopped it because they was giving out too much information that they didn't want us to know. Y'all should watch it though. But in one episode, I remember, I don't want to tell too much, but I'm gonna tell this little part. One episode, the girl in the show, one of the girls on the show, she used to go into the hot tub when it was no water in there, when it was empty. She would go into the hot tub and spray insect spray. So when she transitioned, guess where she went? Into the same place that she used to go in the living. Because you didn't value yourself, because you didn't value your life, what are you spraying insect spray for and inhaling it for? That's where she went. Because you felt that you wasn't worthy of life, or you was going through something mentally, or you couldn't grasp what was happening within your life, even though you was the one that was causing it. You said, I'm going to harm myself. So because she was harming herself in the 3D, in the astral realm, when she transitioned, that's where she went. Wherever your consciousness is where you will go. So if you're always having negative thoughts, if you're always being around negative people, I'm pretty sure if you don't evolve from that, when you transition, you will be in the same spot. You will be thinking the same thoughts. I'm going to tell y'all. So I have a couple people that I watch on YouTube. And I've been watching them since the beginning of my journey. I'm going to name a few. Conjure Queen, Brother Yosef, That's just the two main ones. I'm going to just name two of them. And Brother Yosef, he's amazing. He's all about elevation. He's all about healing and working on yourself. So I remember he talked about how he went to the Astral Realm, a certain part in the Astral Realm, and he was able to see all these spirits that has transitioned in the Astral Realm. So he said it was a house, and it was this black woman that was outside this house with no shirt on, just bra, and she over here asking for a beer. You asking for a beer in the Astral Realm? This is what you worried about right now? A beer. Like, really? So we have to realize, if she was asking for a beer in the Astral Realm, doesn't that mean that when she was alive, it was a possibility that she was doing the same thing? Drinking beer, wanting to drink a lot, asking for beers. And all the way to the point where Brother Yosef had asked her, do you want my help? Like, do you want my help? And she was like, I just want a beer. So, just how we have loops on Earth in the 3D, we have loops in the Astral Realm. So, it's no telling how long she's been asking for a beer. Because we have to realize time in the Astral Realm is totally different from time in the 3D. Things happen faster in the Astral Realm than in the 3D. So that being said, it could have been 100 years she was asking for a beer. In the Astral Realm, it could have been 100 years. So we have to realize that we always have a choice. Because she didn't know that she had a choice to get out of that state. She wasn't aware enough. Consciousness. This is what I talk about, consciousness. This is why consciousness is so important. And it's different levels of consciousness. Some people are only going to reach certain levels in this lifetime, and it's okay. It's okay for them to not reach your level or reach a higher level, because it's a choice. It is a choice to be at the conscious level that you're at. If you're aware that your consciousness can grow, that's different. You can work towards it. But if you're not even aware, first, that you even have a conscious, or that you can work on your consciousness, of course you're not even going to try to work on your consciousness. So we have to realize that the astral and the physical realm is connected, and we're one, and there's nothing to be scared about. That's where we're going to be when we transition. We don't know when, where, or how. We don't remember anyways. But it's not about being scared. It's not about having fear. That's not what it's about. Because one thing for certain, can't nobody outrun transitioning. We all got to do it. It is nothing to be scared about. It's nothing to be fearful about. It's a part of life. Death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. That's all we're doing. All death is a form of rebirth. You have to know that this thing that we call life was never supposed to be permanent. It was never supposed to be something that we did forever. It was never supposed to be something that we held on to. We're not supposed to just hold on into this 3D realm. When you hold on, you have the ability to come back and reincarnate because you're stuck to this realm. You're thinking that all you are is this body. All you are is this 3D realm, but you're so much more. And when you go to sleep, you know this. Why is it we're so afraid of the unknown? We're so afraid of the dead, or we're so afraid of spirits. But when we go to sleep, we go to this place and we don't question it. We don't question what we see in there. We don't question if this is real or not. We go to this place every day. We go into this place since we've been babies, to the astral realm when we sleep. And not one time did we question. Not one time was we scared. I'm not saying you never had scary dreams or nightmares. I'm saying when you're flying in your dream, do you question that? When you're seeing portals in your dreams, do you question that? When you're seeing transition loved ones in your dreams, do you question that? Or is it normal? Or is it only normal because you're asleep? Who's to say that the astral realm is not really the real realm? Who's to say that when we go to sleep, we're really waking up and this is where we're asleep at for real? Who's to say that? That's something to question, because in our dreams is where we feel our free is. We're able to do all these amazing things. We're able to walk on walls. We're able to fly. We're able to do all these amazing things. But we can't do it here. I wonder why. I wonder why we can't do the same things we do in our dreams here. Maybe the astral realm is the real world. And this right here, it's just a filter. What really makes something real is the question. What do you consider real? Do your human eyes make something real? Because sugar look like salt and salt look like sugar. So we know that we can't just use our physical eyes. We know that we gotta use our other eye. But we've been told that our other eye is demonic. Our other eye is bad. Don't listen to that. Why would I not listen to myself? Why would I not listen to myself? Everybody have this. Everybody have this. So why would I not listen to myself? Just something to think about. Something to think about. At the beginning of my journey, being on multiple stream trips, I've seen things that other people would say was fake, scary, evil, demonic, unreal. Why? Because your human mind can't grasp what's going on. Because your human mind is trying to make sense of what it's seeing. Why would your human mind understand something that your spirit understand? That your God self understand? Why would your human mind understand? It's not meant to understand things that your brain can't explain. It's not about making your brain understand something when your spirit know. When your spirit know, ain't no questioning that. What's questioning is your mind. What's questioning is your ego. Because your ego think you're just this human thing. But your spirit know, because your spirit is not going to question anything. Because your spirit knows. At the beginning of my journey, I met my godmother. And she told me, first day I ever met her, she told me, you don't need the approval of your parents. I didn't know this woman. Her saying that made me cry. My ego didn't know what she was talking about. But my spirit knew. That's why I was crying. That being said, we have to realize that this thing that we call life, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. And we're writing our own movie. We're writing our own movie. Sometimes I have moments and I'm like, I I feel like I'm on a movie set. Like this don't feel real. Like I feel like it's not real. Like I have moments where I just feel like none of this is real. None of this is really happening. Is it really happening or are you dreaming it? Is it really happening or are you thinking it? That's something to think about. I thank y'all. I love y'all. Until next time.